Oh, dang. Are we live yet? I think we are. Alright, well, hello again, YouTube. This is Dr.Kendo, and I'm here to live stream the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. This game comes from 2003 and is actually played on the GameCube. And this is more just for some fun memories and everything, and just to, I guess, talk about some happenings in life as of late. This is a live stream, so hopefully I can, you know, of course make it a conversation between whoever else is going to be involved in this. But let's see here. I'm going to be playing as Raphael, and I have played through this whole game. It's actually, it's a really fun game. It's in line with basically, if you guys have ever played Fighting Force on the N64 or like Hunter's Reckoning, you know, on the GameCube, it's sort of like that. It's like the smash 'em up, you know, beat 'em up kind of game, whatever you want to call that genre. So yeah, anyway, hopefully, you know, you guys can see the comments and stuff. I left that as a little window there in the top right that you guys can see, and I hope that it doesn't obstruct your vision or anything, but, yeah, so go ahead and leave comments and, make it a dialogue, as I said, of course, and I'll try to chat with you as best as I can. These, unfortunately, are not the original Turtles that I grew up to know and love, but surprisingly enough, even those Turtles weren't the original Turtles, because if you didn't know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles actually started out as a comic book series, and that was when they were really hardcore. I mean, like, seriously, they had, like, blood and crazy things, and, like, they all looked really mean and crazy, basically. They actually didn't have pupils, I think, in that one, too, which is funny, because they went back to that design here on this 2003. This, of course, is after the show, you know, I watched the original cartoon where the Turtles kind of looked nice, but they would still kick butt and everything. But yeah, that was actually, you know, what was it, like 80s and 90s that was showing up. This game cracks me up because there's so much talking, like every single like other move or whatever they're saying something, like, you know, and Raphael in this one is such a thug, and it's like he was always cool but crude, you know, in the theme song and whatnot in the original Turtles cartoon that I used to watch, but in this he fits a little bit more with the thug aspect of him. And if you ever saw, of course, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live-action movies, where Raphael was like, "Cricket, you gotta understand Crumpet to understand Cricket," you know. So he sort of goes back to that, where he's a thug. So we're playing as Thug Rat. But Raphael is definitely my favorite turtle as an adult now. But back in the days, I actually, yes, there was a short time that I was a sellout, and I liked Leonardo, because everybody liked Leonardo, and so that's why I say he's a sellout. Because if you liked Leonardo, it was just like, okay, you're doing what everybody else likes, and he's the leader, so of course everyone likes him. But more so, actually, and more time was spent where I liked Donatello. And so, if you're really a Ninja Turtles noob, Donatello is the Brainiac with the purple. And yes, Raphael is who we're playing as right now, as I mentioned. And I really like the color red. Blue is actually, I would say, my favorite color, but red is kind of a second favorite. And so I'm hoping that, you know, people can... Let's see, I need to make sure that I'm viewing all comments here. Yes. I guess the comments aren't showing up in that little window. Maybe I should pause it here. We just had to refresh it. I'm very sorry about that. We're back in. But yes, Tamari773, TMNT brings such nostalgia. I grew up with that cartoon, too. And she said, I learned my artists from this show. That's great. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, since they redid the cartoon, and everything's kind of different now, and to where this game was made after, they have these gang members now, so it's like, in the original cartoon, you know, there was a few baddies who maybe were gang members or something, but it was mostly, you know, the Foot Clan. That was what Shredder's gang and stuff, those Foot Ninjas were, and I always thought that's so funny, Foot. I don't know what their obsession was with that, but, okay. What was I saying? Yeah, these guys are the Purple Dragons, so, you know, in the new cartoon, there was the Purple Dragons. They were the gang. Oh, God, you can hit yourself with that. You gotta be careful. But I felt like, you know, just live streaming this because, yeah, it's a little bit of nostalgia and everything, because I used to play this game back when I was in high school. That was around when it came out. Let's see, 2000. Well, I went into high school in, what was it, 2001? Yeah, and graduated in 2005. And so 2003 was when this came out, as I mentioned. And so, yes, I would have been playing this probably my junior year, maybe a little bit at the beginning of my sophomore year. So, yeah, it's just a fun game. I just felt like, you know, I'm probably not going to make it a regular series or anything, but I just felt like maybe a fun little live stream to commemorate a few things I will talk about in a little bit. Because a lot has been going on this week. Man, I mean, a whole lot. Jeez. I'm actually quite tired, so that may be why I don't sound like crazy Dr. Kendo, who's usually full of energy, but I'm still tired. Maybe I should just talk about it now. I've been moving, actually. Mrs. Kendo and I are now living in a house. Probably a lot of people who kind of follow the vlog life of Dr. Kendo and Mrs. Kendo and Apple. We all, you know, we lived in an apartment for the longest time, and, you know, ever since I moved out of my parents' house, actually, I've lived in apartments and stuff. I've never actually had a house after that, so now we've got our own house that we're renting. And I gotta tell you, it's we're maybe in a slightly sketch area. You know, we can't afford like anything too crazy expensive or anything, but in Austin, where the cost of living is kind of high, the city that I'm from, Austin, Texas, you know, this was a pretty good deal. It's just, you know, we're slightly, I guess we're in the barrio, you know, it's like we're not exactly in the hoodiest of hoods, but we're in the barrio, and definitely the culture here is a lot different than anything I've probably lived in. Well, when I first started out, well, let's see. No, when I was, yeah, it was like when I was really young. When I really started out, speaking everything like YouTube. But when I was really young, I actually did kind of live in a hoodish area and whatnot. But that was really before I would have had memories of that son of a monkey. You can explode yourself if you're too close, which I do. So yes, I have lived in, I guess, sketchy areas before, but I was probably too little to remember, and it didn't matter as much then. Now, you know, we have like this 4-foot little chain link fence that's blocking us from the outside world, basically. So in our backyard, there's such a tiny little fence, and ow, it's not going to keep anybody out. We live also next to one of the crazy, sketchiest middle schools in the area, so that's pretty fun. Something about live events always makes you have to burp. So if I pause for an odd amount of time, because I'm gotta burp. And so, as I mentioned, this being with the new Ninja Turtles cartoon, Raphael's voice is like extremely thuggish. Raphael was actually, he was voiced by the same guy. This is in the original cartoon, the one that I used to watch. Raphael was voiced by the guy who did Pinky's voice in Pinky and the Brain. And that would also be Carl Weezer in Jimmy Neutron. That guy, he's done a lot of credits and whatnot. His name is Rob Paulson, and he's a great voice actor. I don't even know who did Mr. Thug Raphael back in this new cartoon, the one that we're playing this game based off of. Who would have done that? I don't know. Some dude who was acting like a New Yorker, New York Thug. Don't we love it? But, you know, this game is incredible. Again, if you've ever played Fighting Force, you kind of know what these games are like, but it's basically just taking out the baddies. And it's so funny, because this gang is like, we're tough and everything, but it's all just a bunch of skinny dudes who call themselves the Purple Dragons. And their leader's name is Pun. It's like, how do you take seriously a leader whose name is Pun? But that kind of reminds me also of, what's it called, Mulan, where the, you know, the theme song or whatever, the I'll Make a Man Out of You song. It's like, to defeat the Huns. You know, and so their gang is called the Huns. Must be a gang of all the leaders of this Purple Dragon gang. So, anyway, I need to be watching this chat box. He said, "Hi, Dr. K, that's AAR fan forever 13. I say hello back. What's up? How's everybody doing out there?" I know that this live stream, typically when I don't announce it beforehand, like I didn't announce with this one, people don't view it as much on the live end of things, but they often go back and view it, you know, after it's been uploaded to YouTube and it's all been there for a little while. For some reason, that seems to happen a lot more for me. Maybe I should announce these things a lot earlier in advance, but I often just think of them on a whim. And so I just figured I was actually going to play a game with some subscribers, so anybody, you know, my subscribers who are on Steam should definitely talk to me, because I've been getting into Steam a lot more lately. Steam is basically a PC gaming, or, well, actually it's PC and Mac now. There's not a whole lot of Mac games, but it's a PC and Mac platform for basically getting a lot of games all in one program. They have a lot of deals and stuff, so you can often get a lot of cheap games. It's pretty sweet for gamers on a budget. Although, one consequence of it is that with that, you will start to notice that you're just spending a whole lot of money on cheap things. So it's like, even though, yeah, the games are cheap, you're buying like 100 more games than you typically would. So, yeah, they're cheap, but then, you know, it's like you're spending all that money. So, they get you something. Alright, so in this game, of course, you use the turtle's favorite food, pizza, to regain health, but there's also some, like, smoothies and things to regain health, and all of that good stuff. Let's see here. Who's on the Facebook? Oh, okay. People liking the link for the live stream here.
I'm putting you punks out of business.
Casey Jones, he looks mostly the same as true to the original Casey Jones and whatnot. Gosh, I used to love the better cartoon, not, you know, the original cartoon, I should say. Yeah, you guys could see the comments. Oh gosh, I don't ever have it together, do I?
You guys out of control.
Okay. He's going too far.
Hey, Raph!
Alright, skipping all this dialogue. Sorry, everybody.
Huh? Where'd you creeps come? Hey!
So yes, we have moved. Dr. Kendo and Mrs. Kendo are here in our new place. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to the story or anything like that. Let's see, we're fighting Casey Jones, and I have an attack boost. That's why I've got all that red. Ooh, that's gonna suck. And there he goes. One of the easiest bosses, probably the easiest boss. I mean, he's the first one. So.
Look, I'm no fan of the purple dragons either. I'll help you.
So let's see.
Well,
we're moving on up. Moving on up. Oh man, there must be like no viewers on this. Let's see. 3 watching right now. Well, thank you to the 3 who are watching. Oh boy. Okay, view all comments. Sweet, okay, so now we're fighting in this alley. The streets of New York, or wherever they are. It's just, I mean, I guess that it was revealed that they're in New York. Speaking of, I should actually say that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2007 movie, they also changed the formula of it. You know, they made them look all like skinny turtles and stuff like that. They actually gave them pupils, so that was cool because they looked a little bit more friendly-ish. But it was still different, and it was still not the turtles that I knew and loved. But yes, that movie is actually very good. That's what I'm getting at. They actually had a lot of the voice actors from Futurama in that movie, which Futurama is a nice geek show that I love. Bam! It has some of the greatest voice talent in cartoons that I think doesn't get recognized all that much, such as Billy West, who does like 11 of the characters on that show, plus more incidental characters. That's what I would love to voice most if I was a voice actor. I would love to be like Astronaut number 2 and Pickle number 5 and just like the random characters that show up.
How about that?
But yes, if anybody wants to see, if anybody's tuning into the live stream and wants to see me play as a different turtle, I will definitely go ahead and play as the other turtles as we change through the different levels and whatnot. Honestly, this game can be beaten pretty quickly through the whole story. Oh, bam! But also, speaking of all this stuff and getting audience suggestions and whatnot, I am definitely open to playing another game after I do a little bit of this. I just wanted to acknowledge that this was a game that I played a lot back in the day, and I kind of have been on quite a nostalgia kick. If anybody listens to my Necessary FM radio show, which I apologize we couldn't broadcast it recently because we're actually working to try and get the paid account for Spreaker. Spreaker is the radio station, I guess, program that's used to host it, to host the radio show. And so we're trying to get the paid speaker so that we can actually broadcast, because right now it has a limit to how long we can broadcast things, and we have exceeded that. And so, unfortunately, I've been without a radio show for quite a while now. See? I mean, it's only been, what, a week, but that seems like a long time to be doing the radio, that is. I actually don't listen to much radio in my life. I don't know if you guys do or not. Ouch! The only radio I listen to is DrKendo. Necessary effort. And I hope you all will tune in if you didn't know about it. We'll have to leave a link in the description after the live stream is done with. So one thing about this game, though, is that it's on GameCube, as I mentioned earlier on, but the different buttons do a different style of attack. So like A, I'm pressing A right now over and over again, and so A does these little quick attacks. So they're quick moving, but they don't do as much damage, but you can link together like 4 of them. Now then there's a B attack while moving, which is this, and then there's a B attack while standing still, which is this, which I like to call Now I'm Mad, and Raphael, because he says, Now I'm Mad, every time you do it, pretty much. He doesn't always say it, but it's pretty much every time. And then there's a knock up attack, which sounds funny because you're knocking up the enemies. This, then you press the R button, the shoulder, and you've got your little dash right here, which is L, that's your other shoulder. Okay. And so, then you've also got these little ninja stars. You see that 13 right there in the top left near Raphael's picture? Now it says 12. That's the shurikens, the ninja star, or caltrops, whatever whatever your preferred ninja lingo is. Shurikens, caltrops, ninja stars, throwing stars, all that good stuff. That's what they are, and you of course have a limited amount. I was trying to say it sounded like I said unlimited. Bam! And so then the other thing that's fun is that you can chain your attacks. So like you can do AAAB, and that would be that. AABB is going to be this, and AAAAA is just that. Each one of the A combinations is a new thing and does a different result. You can also do these jump attacks like that. He often says, feel that, and you do that one. So this is maybe called the feel that, or double side, double side sometimes. It's funny because Raphael, it was back in high school, one of the teachers, it wasn't one of my teachers or anything, but one of the teachers at the high school that I went to, came up in the hallway when I was wearing a Ninja Turtle shirt, and he asked me which Ninja Turtle was my favorite. He expected me to say Leonardo because that was his favorite, and he thought there was no reason not to like Leonardo. And so when I said Raphael, he was all like, what? I mean, Raphael was lame, and he had those little tiny weapons. And I said, first of all, those tiny weapons are called sais. He had 2 of them, and he knew how to use them. But also, he didn't need a big-ass weapon to, compensate for his skills or anything. He didn't need a sword or a giant stick or anything like that. He had this little sai, B-size. And so, I thought Raphael, he had the true fighting spirit. He was maybe a little bit thuggish, not so much in the cartoon that I loved, but of course as a character back in the day, he was very thuggish. And in the movies, those movies were great, speaking of. I got a Blu-ray of them a while back since they revitalized it on Blu-ray. I need to go back and watch it. It's so fun. Out of my way, Nimrod! If only some of my subscribers lived closer to me, I would definitely watch it with that. Have a viewing party. Bring out a big inflatable screen, which I don't have, and watch it out on the lawn somewhere. And it'll be hella fun. Can't believe nobody's leaving comments. It's so sad. But there's probably not a lot of people watching right now. It is a Monday night that we're recording this. And it's not exactly a game that I normally do, so my audience is built mostly around Scribblenauts and Mario Kart Wii. Maybe a little bit of Pokemon Red, and fans of that series, I should say, are going to be getting a special Pokemon Red episode coming up soon. I don't know why I said special, it's more just special because I haven't casted Pokemon Red in a while. Oh, it's Dragon Friends! Probably not much. The bosses don't get really crazy in this game until much later on. Oh gosh, he just did some charge-up punch. That was not fair at all. There we go. Sweet. doing good.
I'm gonna regret saying this. Me? Nah. I mean, if you're running...
I'm just glad you...
Yeah.
Casey Jones. It was
Hey, be
funny that,
careful,
you know,
Mom.
April, it's
Don't
almost like
worry about
you would kind of expect
See you
this
around.
because April only liked the
Later.
human characters, but the Ninja Turtles all thought that she was a babe and thought that she was really hot, but she never gave them a chance, you know what I mean? The most that they ever got was just like a peck on the cheek, and they're always the ones saving her. I mean, Casey Jones saved her sometimes, maybe, but, you know, he's not the one putting his life on the line. Here I am burping again.
Man, I worry about him. But he's not a
bad.
bad guy.
Oh crap! And now I just disabled automatic comments. That's not good. Dr.Kendo
What
screwed
is it
up.
that's
here.
got you
Okay.
worried?
Hi-yo. What's up? Okay, that should be a little better.
They might be a bit harder. Are those
Are
guys...
those guys ninjas?
Ninjas?
Well, they look
Well,
kind of like
I thought
ninjas.
you'd
They're
be
all
ready.
in masks
I
and
am so
dark clothes to
gonna
blend in. Which, funny thing is, I'm quite a ninja expert. I used to research ninjas, and I've always been into martial arts and things. So, martial arts holds a special place in my heart. I did Mighty Mites Karate when I was a little kid. Jeez, I must have been 6, 7 years old, maybe 8, when I did it, but I haven't done any sort of martial arts except for me and Mrs. Kendo. We actually went to a trial class for karate. It was just to see if we would like it, and it was also because her and I have a tradition, which we haven't been able to do, I guess, a whole lot as of late, because we were poor kind of last year, so we didn't really get to do it last year, I should say. I don't know if we'll do it this summer. We might, but both of our birthdays are 13 days apart. Mine's on August 22nd, and hers is on September 3rd. And so we used to celebrate the 13 days of birthdays by doing something fun on every single day in between our birthdays, basically starting on my birthday and ending on hers. Every single day there would be something fun to do, and we would have to look up lots of free things because, yes, that could get really expensive if you don't do things that are free. So we did have to look up lots of free things to do. But one of them was the free karate class that I was just talking about. Mrs. Kendo, we each have a surprise day, and so it's where the other person takes so let's see, I have one surprise day and Mrs. Kendo has the other. So on my surprise day, you know, I take Mrs. Kendo somewhere that she doesn't know where we're going, and it's a surprise, and then vice versa when it's her day. And so for her surprise for me, she took us to a free karate course to try out karate at this place that was really close by where I was living in. And it was really epic, but I couldn't justify the cost and how much time I didn't have to do it. But I wish I did. I wish I still did karate and whatnot, or some kind of martial arts form. That is, of course, where the name Dr.Kendo came from, because Kendo is a Japanese form of martial arts, particularly involving kendo sticks, if you've ever, heard of a kendo stick as a weapon. I think that's actually what Donatello has in Ninja Turtles, and what these guys got right there. So, Kendo. That's where the name comes from. For all those who didn't know, Dr. Kendo also was a musician before being anything on YouTube. So here's your lesson, I guess, in Dr. Kendoisms. Let's see. I used to actually have lots of albums on iTunes, and I know that some people have been wanting me to put the ending song called Spectacle for my Scribblenauts Unlimited series. They want me to put that up on iTunes. It was on iTunes for about a year, and it cost money to host that, and so once the sales started slowing down and there weren't really any sales going on anymore, I had to stop posting it, unfortunately. But maybe one day I'll have it back on. That would be great if you guys show support for that. If if I get enough people saying that they want it on iTunes and Amazon, I would surely love to host it once again. If you guys are chatting to me, I am very sorry. It's just not uploading, so I don't know what's going on if you are actually chatting in the comments section, because I can't see it. It's not showing up.
Ow, man.
Exactly. I hope everybody doesn't mind hearing all the ramblings and stuff. I probably missed like 5 points that we were supposed to talk about, just because I've been rambling on about everything, because once I get on a tangent, I will just go until the day is gone. Go until the day is gone. Out of my way, Nimrod. That's so funny. He's like so angry.
Out of my way, Nimrod.
But another component, I guess, of this game, if I want to talk about that, is you can see that there's combos up at the top, right underneath where it shows how many shurikens I have, or ninja stars. If you hit multiple enemies, or if you hit enemies multiple times, then you can get combos. I can see there was 5 combos, so I got a 5-er.
Out of my way, Nimrod. Out of my way. Out of my way, Nimrod. Double stop.
Yes, go, I go.
Out of my way. Out of my way, Nimrod.
Oh man, but I do really love this game. As I mentioned, I played it all the time when I was in high school. I really have a hard time believing that people aren't chatting me right now, so I should probably take a second to view all comments whenever I get a moment. It doesn't happen often, because most of your time in this game is spent doing something exciting. Doing some kind of actions.
How about that? How about that?
How about that?
Yeah. How about that? Out of my way,
So yes, I've been very tired. We moved pretty much all last week and over the weekend like crazy. I had days where I basically would wake up really early and be moving all day. I wouldn't, see the sun or see, I mean, that's not true. I would see the sun wherever I was moving things, but I wouldn't see entertainment. I would just be sitting there moving the whole time. And Mrs. K, she was also moving like a beast. She was crazy good at moving, and when it comes to basically getting decorations up and getting things done for moving and all the tasks involved, she is great at it. So she was a big help, of course, to have her around, but we don't have, Mrs. K's family doesn't live, close enough, like in driving distance necessarily to us. It's about 2 hours and 15 minutes away that they live. And so they actually did come in to help us on Saturday, and they stayed until Sunday, but we didn't do a whole lot on Sunday. It was mostly on Saturday. We did the big move where you have to move fence, and that was just where it got really hectic. But as I was saying, I didn't do anything fun really, just did all this moving all week. We would wake up early and go to bed really late because we'd still be moving way late at night. It was crazy.
Out of my way, Nimrod.
It was crazy. And it looks like we're about to finish this dome area is where you go and level. There we go. This game is multiplayer. Hey, it's Blood Money 654. He said, "Hey, am I late? And I have this game. It's awesome." Says the SNES Turtles in Time is the best. Me and my cousins played that all the time. Yes, that was a fun one. Gosh, I actually played the original Nintendo game for the Turtles. That was epic. Oh man. Let's see. Tamari773. I think Dr.Kendo is seriously a ninja. I sense high levels of intelligence in everything and epicness. I comment more, but I keep changing my train of thought.
Help me, please!
And yes, probably worst of all is that April has pink hair in this.
Unfortunately, I can't do that. You see, I have my obligations.
I was wondering what happened with that. Look terrible in voice acting, probably. I have the volume really low for my TV, so I can't really hear what's going on a whole lot.
It's even bigger than the last time we saw it.
I could probably afford to turn it up a little bit.
Such incredible
But you guys tell me if
technology.
anything is out of
You can't
whack,
let
if my
anyone
voice
get
or if
away
the game's
with-
volume is too
Focus,
high or
guys.
low.
Let's
Just let me know. And after this, you can recommend me a turtle, and I will play as him. Or if you're completely bored of this, we can just go to another game. I have another game in mind, actually, that you guys would really like because, I've got a very good feel for what my subscribers like. And so another game that I haven't casted, but I have talked about before, is another one that I've got. So obviously on this level, we're going to face against Dr. Stockman, and he's sending in all these little mousers and whatnot. But you have to watch out for this crazy, spiky, what do you want to call it? I guess razor blade, spinning blade of death. And there's really no reason to have this speed upgrade that I've got right now. It's not going to help me a lot. Here we go. Just doing a crazy Uber Mouser. Yes, they kept the name Mouser. That was good. They stayed true to, you know, ow! They just got a missile to the knee. Like Skyrim. And so this Mouser can attack you pretty much anywhere that you are. So, you know, if you're behind it, it can attack you there. The best place is actually, though, from the side to attack it. I used to be a lot better at this game. And probably, well, it's been, I guess, 5 or 7 years since I played it. And yes, of course, when he's losing a lot of health, he'll start doing multiple attacks. He'll do the little spinning thing with his arms, but he'll also shoot out missiles. Ow! I'm being a little bit too daring here. Okay. Yeah, you want to blow up these boxes to get a little bit of the health involved.
How about that?
And so yes, they show clips from the actual cartoon of this when they reinvented the Ninja Turtles cartoon. And Splinter is not gray. They should have made him brown. This makes him look 10 times older, which is not fair. He is old, but he's definitely not gray. From the cartoon that I know and love, at least. So yes, I'll save this. Very nice. Alright, so does anybody want to see me play as a different turtle? Different turtle? Comments? I know that it's definitely going to probably be on a delay for the comments. So let's see. Perhaps we play as Donatello. He's absolutely the most OP turtle in this game. Oh boy. I mean, definitely OP. His weapon is like huge. He's got a big weapon, and that sounds dirty. And it's just like he can reach any enemy basically before it can touch him. It's pretty fresh. Okay, Blood Money says Michelangelo. Probably my least favorite turtle to play as. But we will try it. And it's Mike Ike says, blah! So, thank you, Mike Ike. Tamari773, this game looks really cool, though I don't know the storyline at all. Let's see here. Oh, we have to actually enter the level and then go to quit to switch turtles. She said, I guess thanks to old reruns and my parents when I was like 7, I know the older ones. Play as Don. He was my favorite. Yeah, Donatello is honestly my favorite. I don't know who we should play as then. We've gotten a Michelangelo and we've gotten a Donatello. I would much rather play as Donatello, but Michelangelo could be a challenge, I guess, for me. Here we go. Come on, come on. You can't skip this. Okay. Go back to title. Play as me, says it's Mike Ike. That means Michelangelo. So it looks like 2 votes for Mikey. We'll go with Mikey then. He is, I don't have anything against the turtles, you know, any of the turtles, they're all my favorites. Well, I shouldn't say they're all my favorites, but they're all dope. I like them all for different reasons. As I mentioned, Raphael is my absolute #1 favorite, but Michelangelo is probably my least favorite out of all of them, if I had to pick one. So now we're going to play as Mikey, the crazy, yeah dude, he's the surfer. He's the surfing Ninja Turtle. So let's see, he's got this goofy little move in this game. He can basically hover or fly, which none of the other turtles can do with their jump attacks. But his is because he basically spins his nunchucks so fast that he can fly like this.
Eat feet, eat feet.
And so he says,
eat feet, eat feet, eat feet.
And so he's saying eat feet as he flies.
Eat feet, eat feet, eat feet.
It's a little bit dumb in my opinion, but whatever. So we can make people eat feet. That's probably one of my favorite moves that he has. A thing that I don't like about him is just also that a lot of his attacks are, like when you're pressing A like this, he doesn't exactly just attack in a straight line. He kind of veers off to the side a little bit easier than the other characters, which I don't like as much. Ow, I forgot these guys. I don't know, for whatever reason, his jump, he spins when he jumps. I think he's the only turtle that does that, too. But anyway. Also, his B attack isn't really very mobile, so when you hit his B, he stands still. Unless you're moving when you do B, which is an entirely different attack. So that B is not a mobile B, I should call it. You can't do it while you're moving. Oh! He's just kind of hard to control. He's a little bit clunky. I don't want to die! Eat feet, I forgot about that tag. Yes, the way he moves is hilarious. Come on, yes. He's quite goofy looking. Eat feet! Oh, Michelangelo.
So sweet.
Bam!
See what his stomach is. It looks similar to the others. And of course, Michelangelo, they made him just like incredibly stupid in the, oh my gosh, I can't believe I died already, that was stupid. I have 5 lives now, so I don't know, I shouldn't really complain about myself. You basically have 6 lives to start out with to do an entire story. So like, we did Donatello's, where I was playing as Raphael earlier, we did basically the entire story part with him. And now we're on the 3rd level, well, how can I explain this? It's like, main levels with sub-levels all in them, so it's like, we're now on the 3rd story or whatever. I skipped the 2nd one because it's just a training mission that teaches you a little bit more how to play the game, and so I'll definitely skip those if we're especially going to play a lot of this game tonight. I'll skip all those training things because you don't really need to train. I know how to play this game. Eat feet is highly inaccurate, I will say that. This guy just quick slap me and things like that. And so feel free if you have any questions about things that I've been doing. I know I haven't talked to you guys in a long time, so I'm definitely, as you can see, I am trying to monitor the comments here. So I will certainly try to answer those, you know, if you guys are, going to leave some comments and whatnot. I remember this episode, actually, where they had this Nano monster thing. It was like a little kid's voice. It was like, but it was quite creepy, and ow! It sumoed on me. And the episode was kind of crazy because this like criminal man guy, he basically wanted a kid to do crimes with. So this guy, Harry, he's like, he's like this New Yorker dude who needs a kid up. There's April.
What's that thing?
I don't think that she had green eyes either. I can't remember that though, man. Oh no! My memory. But yes, Harry, he wanted a child, and he couldn't get one because probably no women would want to get with him because he was such a criminal and sleazebag. So in that episode, he kind of went to the junkyard and designed all these parts and whatnot and made this Nano monster that you just saw me face, and it had this, like, it basically took those, you know those masks that are always on the opera and, like, theater, like decorations, those decorative masks that like one is smiling and one has a frowny face or a sad face. Well, he basically found a bunch of those in the junkyard, and the monster thingy, the Nano monster that he created, robot, it basically could change to a different mask to convey emotions. So, you know, when it was happy and whatnot, it would have the little happy mask. If it was sad, it would have that mask, and there was like an angry mask and all that stuff. It was quite a creepy episode, though. As I mentioned before, this new Ninja Turtles cartoon, though, just was not as good. It just has to compete against, you know, the dope one of the 90s and whatnot. The turtles should grow wings. That's what Anime Hamtaro Hero said. I don't know why they should, but okay.
That's gotta hurt.
So, what's your... Blood Money 654 says, what is your opinion on the new TMNT show on Nick? Now, I've seen a little bit of it. I, of course, think that they look stupid because it's, you know, I guess going back, it's kind of harkening to the 2007 Turtles movie, which I said was really awesome. So I do recommend that. My opinion on that is that it was great, even though, again, it's not like the original Turtles that we know and love. And yes, as I explained in the beginning, original Turtles does not mean the comic book ones. When I say original Turtles, I'm just going to be referring to the cartoon from the 90s, and, well, 80s and 90s, late 80s. But, yes, what's my opinion on it? You know, I really haven't seen a whole lot, so I don't want to, like, say for sure, but just kind of looking at the cartoon, commercials for it and whatnot, I am not too into it. They almost have, like, freckles. They just don't look good. They speak kind of weird. And I think Rob Paulson, though, who voiced Raphael, as I was saying, in the original cartoon, and who voiced Pinky from Pinky and the Brain, and Carl Weezer from Jimmy Neutron, and a lot of other voices. I think he's voicing, who's he doing? He might be voicing Donatello, or maybe he's even voicing Leo. But another fun fact is, in the 2007 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that I said is really good, they actually had the guy who voiced Titus in Final Fantasy X. I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy X. They had him voice Leonardo, and he was a great voice for it, I thought. I thought he was really good for that role. All of them were good in that movie, except for, I mean, Michelangelo kind of just sounded like the typical Michelangelo, but I guess that's kind of how you have to voice him. They just made him a kind of very stupid character. Yes, he's like a stupid surfer guy, but he was just that kind of annoying. Tamari773 said, there is a new show. I don't know anything. Yeah, it's a new show, and what was it? Wasn't Michael Bay going to be doing a new Turtles movie? So, I guess, you know, maybe that'll be cool. I have no idea. I just don't like messing with the Turtles. They need to go back to the old Turtles formula, and maybe they could just make new episodes with that style of animation. I don't know what would please me on such a old fogey. Gotta love these guys. But yes, Tamari773, there in this game, you mentioned earlier you don't really know what the story of this game is, but there's kind of a lot of stories at play, but it mostly actually follows the cartoon of this version, you know, this version's cartoon, pretty well. What was it? It was like NBC, no, I don't remember who made this cartoon, who was the hosting company. Ow! Just got robot sandwiched. Oh my god, that's so cheap! Look at this, I can't do anything! Oh, that sucked. That was awful. That took like half of my health. Actually more than that, I shouldn't even say half. That sucks so hard. When you get in a situation like that, you gotta try to dash or jump out of it, because that's the best way to get out of it. God, that sucks. Ow. See how inaccurate eat feet is? I'm just sitting there, the dude just... Now, one thing that they said in the new Turtles cartoon from this video game, not the one I know, I don't know if they always would say like shell for everything, and yes, they said shell a little bit in the original cartoon that I liked, but there wasn't such a like vocab word for them and whatnot. You know, they said shell shock and everything like that, typical shell word. But in this cartoon, they said shell for like everything, which I guess was funny for like the first episode or two. But then it like got kind of annoying. But they were like, "What the shell is that?" You know, instead of saying like, "What the hell is that?" Of course, or what the heck. But you know, that was like their censor word, the shell. It's like Smurf. It's like Smurf. That's so funny. About that just now. Awesome. So we're moving on up, moving on up. Oh yeah. Okay, just taking a second to read everything here. Make sure that I'm not missing any comments. Okay. Now we move on. Okay. So yes, we are on this train, subway car, you should say. This is New York. It's not a train. On the subway. I'm sorry, I'm just taking all this time away from the subway. Pow! And so yes, as you probably saw right there, you can't go a certain past point, past a certain point. So it does block you from that. Those things that I'm getting where it says get, which is a great onomatopoeia, the get is actually a special move, which I should say for the bosses, but if you hit the little Z button, on the GameCube, it had the small little blue Z button. That is a special attack that involves all the turtles, and it's just a crazy, awesome, cool thing, which you don't get actually until you beat the game fully through once. Isn't that kind of odd? Because you would think you would need it for when you face Shredder, who is a beast, by the way. But once you figure out his movements, it's basically like any boss in this game. It's like once you figure out their movements, they're just like really too easy, I would say. So what do you guys think? New turtle after this one, or maybe a new game after this story that we go through? I think we have 3 other areas. Yeah, probably 3 other areas. Let me know what you guys think. Trying to keep you involved, as I always do. I also want to thank everybody, because most of the people here probably are some of the more active subscribers who participate in a lot of videos that I do, comment on a lot of things. None of these boxes have anything up there. All right! And so I want to thank you guys, of course, for your support over time, of course, over this whole year that I've been doing YouTube and stuff, since I've started the new channel. The new channel's anniversary will be, let's see, it'll be in August, probably August 15th is the day that I'll celebrate it. I'm trying to decide, Founders Month was typically in July, because DrKendoCommentaries, the channel got started in August, but DrKendo, the original YouTube channel that I started before I had partnership, was back in July. It was like July 2nd or July 3rd when I first started any sort of things on YouTube. And, well, I shouldn't say any sort of things on YouTube. I had a Thrill the World dance where I was dancing to Michael Jackson's Thriller song. People who really follow me closely know about that. But that was on my original channel, of course. And so, yes, things were different back then, though, and I don't know if I should make that Founders Month like I did the first year around, because that was technically when DrKendo, the YouTube entity, was discovered, founded, blah, 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 whenever I started. But this channel here that we do all the action from now was started in August. So I'm trying to think of when I should do Founders Month. Not yet. Any input is appreciated. But it'll be July or August. And of course, June is when E3 is happening. I'm going to E3. For the longest time, I thought I was never going to be going to E3. It is a dream of mine that has come true. I get to go to E3. It's actually all thanks to YouTube and Necessary Gaming, the network that has partnered me. If it wasn't for YouTube, of course, I wouldn't have the channel in the first place to discover Necessary Gaming. Necessary Gaming, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have written articles and whatnot to become a member of the media and be able to get a free press pass. And it's so funny because one of my friends who I actually know in real life and whatnot, but I also know on YouTube, he's got a really big channel and everything, a big website, much bigger than us, but he said that he struggles every year to get all 4. They only have 4 people on staff. And they said they struggle to always get all 4 of them to go. We haven't had a struggle at all. We've just been like, oh, okay, we're members of the press, like, we get in, It's just like, no biggie. So, I'm definitely eternally grateful for that. There was no stress and struggle with that. I was very happy, because this year's E3 is going to be something magical. I sound like I'm talking about Disneyland or SeaWorld or something, but basically I will be like a kid at Disneyland, because Mario Kart for the Wii U. I'm going to be getting in that line for Mario Kart for the Wii U, and then just getting back into it after my turn is up. I'm going to be going day 1, non-stop. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully there's something you guys also want to see. You know, of course the Mario Kart, but maybe aside from that too. I am looking forward to anything, of course, on the Wii U. You know, I'm not really following the other companies, so maybe they have something good, maybe they don't. But Wii U, Nintendo is where it will be at, because we're going to have the new Mario platformer game, the new 3D Mario platformer. That should be pretty incredible. Alright. Perfect. Oh my gosh, you guys are not talkative today at all. It's making me kind of sad. Okay, wait, you guys are. Never mind. I should take that back. There's just comments. The comments aren't... I should say the comments are not very talking-like. I don't know what I'm saying. The comments are not very talkative because the comments are just not showing up for me.
So sweet!
No, Panso Manso, you right.
Yeah!
And Mario 773, yes, it is the video game Disney World. Oh man, I'm looking so far forward to it. Whatever that means, I'm looking so much forward to it, I should say.
So sweet!
The incredible. Yes, you guys rock. And yes, it's my guy, okay, you're gone. Okay. Everybody who hasn't heard yet, the birthday rap series I am trying to phase out on my channel. It had a good run. It had about a year's worth of run. We actually do have one coming up on May 3rd for a very, very active subscriber. The only ones that I'm going to do, there's probably going to be 2 after that and before we phase it out completely, and I'm not going to do any more birthday raps after that. I know, it's so sad. The 2 after that are, again, for very active subscribers, and so anybody who is trying to, you know, ask for a birthday rap right now, I'm very, very sorry. Unless you are a active subscriber, I just cannot do it. You gotta be like the most active subscriber, and if that's the case, I've pretty much done it for all the most active subscribers already, so, or I'm going to be doing it. So, you know, I don't think that there's any active subscribers left. Alright, so we beat version 2 of the crazy Nano robot guy. Lame. Good thing. So let's see here. What do the comments say? The comments are so delayed. Yes, they are, Tamari. They are trying to plan against the reply guy. Yes, they are. I am the reply guy. Just like Shy Guy. So let's see. It's Mike Ike. Can you give me hints on how to grow my channel? Well, it's like so sad because I've talked about this so much. I've talked about this so often, and I hope that you can maybe listen to Necessary FM so you can get more of the tips about it, because I give tips on there a lot. I'll try to maybe come out with a video sooner or later. Also, my channel analytics commentary had some tips, so please check out that video that I did around Christmas time. It was one of the 12 Days of Christmas videos. It was one of the series in that. But I will just say, one of the first things about it is get active subscribers. You know, like, as obvious as it sounds, the best 2 things that you can be doing are to be putting out good content and to get active subscribers. Don't try to do this sub for sub bullcrap that people are doing. It's like, that's really annoying for one, because people should not do sub for sub. That does not get you active subscribers at all. Some people have lucked into subscribers that maybe view it every now and then, but they're still the ones asking me, you know, for advice on how to grow their channel. So it's like, that's not helping you enough. What's gonna help you out the most is subscribers who are actually going to... Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Here, sorry, 1 second. It said turn up your mic volume and turn down the game volume. 1 second. And we're gonna turn up the mic volume. Ow! You just made me break the controller. Well, maybe not. It looks okay. Okay, I certainly can't turn up the mic volume too much louder than that, so let's see. Okay, we're back. No, I did not die. I just dropped the controller. I'm sorry. The way to get active subscribers is, of course, as one thing, is to put out good content. You have got to be putting out, first of all, high-quality audio is very, very important. So make sure that you've got high-quality audio and really video as well. If you were going to have one over the other, I don't know which one you really should do over the other. They really play hand in hand. So they're kind of, you know, both an integral part of your YouTube experience and for your subscribers, but also a big part about it is retaining all the subscribers that you have too. Whatever you can do to keep them active, I want you to get creative. I can't just give you all the answers and everything, but get creative with your series. Creativity and originality goes a long way. If you're trying to imitate somebody, like I know that there was a few people that were like kind of imitating my style, like they were doing question and answer commentaries after they saw me, or like trying to start a Pokemon series where they named their Pokemon after their subscribers. That's all stuff that I've done, and if you try to copy someone else's style, it's usually very, very obvious, and it just ends up being awkward because it's not what you would do. So you've got to do what you would do. Be your personality and try to make it creative. If you're just really not a creative or original person, think logically maybe about like what can you do that either maybe a lot of people haven't done. It's very rare that nobody's ever done it, but try to think of things that maybe a lot of people either haven't done, or let's see, what else can I say? What the heck? Oh, okay, the lava, I forgot. Sorry, I'm just trying to focus on like 20 million things. Oh, I'm gonna die again. But yes, as I was saying, the active subscribers, all of this stuff, you need to interact with them. I cannot stress the importance. You know, my other alias is Reply Guy because I reply to like every comment, even the trolls. People say that, you know, normally most YouTubers just ignore the trolls, which, okay, maybe I should do that, but honestly, I've turned around like probably 10 or more trolls in my YouTube career, and that's 10 subscribers who have become more active subscribers than probably just regular people who subscribed, who never talk to me. You know, and that's something very valuable. If they're talking and giving you feedback and everything, then you're going to grow. You're going to have the most fun as well, because you're going to be interacting with these great people. Like, honestly, I always, you know, like, have the best experiences with my subscribers, because you guys are just, like, the greatest community. I don't know how I could, like, stress that anymore. It's just, like, so wonderful to meet everybody, and I love you all, and the support you give me is just insane. But that's because I've, you know, spent a lot of time. It's like you've got to spend a lot of time, you know. Whatever you put into it, obviously you can get a bigger chance of getting that back out of it, you know. So whatever efforts you put into it is going to be good for getting your channel growth. Channel growing more, actually. And no, Blood Money 654, do not try to be like the Kendo. Nobody should try to be like the Kendo because you can't. There is only one Dr. Kendo. Crazy energetic, who does lots of voices and music and raps and replies to every single comment and is so original with all these series. Okay, now I just sound like an arrogant jerk. We're on the last level, so after this you guys should let me know if you want to change games or change turtles. But yes, that's part of getting active subscribers. You know, comment back to all of them. Reply. It's so damn important. It's incredibly important. Also, for me, there's a lot of marketing involved. I don't think anybody, honestly, would do the amount of marketing that I do. I have a very marketing brain, though. This is why I hate Michelangelo, because he doesn't move correctly. I'm trying to hit these things. There. Gosh, that did way more damage to me than trying to do that. Okay. So, trying to focus on too many things at once is not helping me. Oh, that sucks. Died again. Let's see if I even make it out of this alive. But... Ow! You bastard. So yes, marketing, that's a big part of it. Marketing, obviously, I can't really explain too much of what I do because, for one, I have so many techniques and I don't want to just divulge all of my secrets. But the other thing is that a lot of it I can't really explain because it's like you have to know about marketing to explain it. So like if you know what link building is, like I do crazy link building for my videos and whatnot, and I do a lot of SEO work. So if you don't know what that stuff is, like I would rather not take the, hours of explanation that it takes to explain that. And you probably won't sit there unless you're a marketing brained kind of person. You probably won't sit there and do it. So it's really not going to benefit any of us for me to go on about that. Oh gosh, this guy sucks. Oh. I am trying to eat feet, this bastard. It's Mike Ike. You're asking me for my tips. You can't just deny all my tips after I give them to you. Those are my tips, and that's how I've grown my channel. I've done a lot more, though. You may not be doing the marketing that I'm doing. Also, I didn't have help from anybody, but obviously people who can get help from big YouTubers, they, obviously do really well for their channel. I haven't had help from anybody. The only help that you could say I've had is from Necessary Gaming, and that did not give me the surge, of subscribers that I got, when I was doing like my scribble knots and whatnot. Blood Money 654. Unfortunately, I'm not going to change to Warcraft 3. It would be really hard for me to capture and stream for that. So I have another game though that I have in mind. So just let me know if y'all want me to switch to that game or switch to another turtle. I'm going to go ahead and type this in the comments too, because I don't know how many people are going to be able to, get to this comment in time. Let's see. Okay. Reply back to me. But yes, you got to take a lot of time, and you have got to think of ways to be original. Like I put in so many hours and stuff, and like it sucks because I really don't have a lot of time. I've got my wife, my dog, my music, my voice acting. Oh gosh, full-time job responsibilities and all of that, and I still make time for my YouTube channel. So you have got to make lots of time for it. It's just so dang important to reply to everybody and to take lots of time. And you're not just going to get famous in like 2 seconds unless, PewDiePie or some big YouTuber comes and picks you up and promotes you every day. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. Try to, apply for a network, maybe. Okay, cool. Tamari773 says, I say we give another game a shot afterwards. Cool. So I will switch to a new game. I'm probably going to end the live stream and then re-live stream it back up after I got the new game up, because this video file is probably an hour long, so I don't want to, overload that stream here and everything. So I will be back a little bit later. Hopefully I can give you some help. But, that's mostly my tips. Try to create, just great content and have good quality audio and video and be entertaining. Join a network. I'm with Necessary Gaming. Look them up. Go to necessarygaming.com and search it on YouTube. Try to get, in with them and apply for their directorship program, because it gets you in front of some new eyes and whatnot, and make a lot of friends with the community there, because that helps too. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I hope that you'll be able to follow me on to the next game that I live stream here coming up. We'll probably have about, 30 to 45 minutes of the next game. So I'll catch you on over there. So thanks for viewing.